So apparently it's considered cliche to make a video on Banjo-Kazooie. I did a video a while back, but that video is pretty terrible even by my relatively low standards. I guess you could consider this video like my enhanced re-release. When I did that video, I had only ever played the N64 version. I still maintain that Banjo-Kazooie is the best game on the N64, but honestly, nothing on that console has aged well. The controller, the video output, it's kind of a mess in general. Unfortunately, unlike other consoles, there isn't a whole lot you can do to improve your N64 experience unless you're willing to spend hundreds of dollars on expensive mods. Fortunately though, the N64's library is so small that you realistically could buy just about everything you would want to play, except for Diddy Kong Racing, on the Wii U Virtual Console, which is better. But of course, Banjo-Kazooie is nowhere to be seen. Banjo-Kazooie is owned by Rare, which was bought by Microsoft in 2002 and promptly run directly into the ground. They literally bought this huge developer with tons of beloved IPs and just sat on them. That is until 2008, of course, when Microsoft Game Studios blessed us with the greatest re-release ever conceived. Banjo-Kazooie on the Xbox Live Arcade is the peak achievement of humanity. You think the N64 version looks bad? Banjo-Kazooie XBLA is in full HD and 16:9. Hate the N64 controller? Banjo-Kazooie XBLA has fully reworked controls. Did you justify your purchase of an Xbox One to yourself or your loved one? Banjo-Kazooie XBLA. Honestly, if you were to just not tell somebody that this game was released over 22 years ago, I doubt they would notice. It just looks so good. The controls, honestly, I never had a problem with the N64 controller, but I've played Super Mario 64 on the Virtual Console. I know what a lazily remapped control scheme feels like. None of that here. 360-degree analog controls. Every single move and button press was entirely reworked for a modern controller. It is glorious. Now, they did make a couple of changes that could be seen as overstepping. In the new version, you can take notes off the worlds. I completely understand that some people might not like this and would prefer to keep the game fully original, but personally, I've already completed Banjo-Kazooie on the N64. I have nothing to prove. The old note system is super annoying, so I'm cool with this change. As for the actual gameplay, no matter what version you play, Banjo-Kazooie honestly has no right being this fun. Small things, like the way you can make the bird on your back flap its wings to keep you in the air for a little bit longer, go such a long way to make the game feel good to play. I've heard complaints about the combat, which are fair. This 3D platformer doesn't exactly have a revolutionary combat system that'll blow you away, but it never really gave me any notable trouble, which is more than I can say for the combat in Super Mario 64. And the writing is just so good. Why does this 3D platformer have better writing than every Pokemon game combined? Obviously, the story is nothing special, but the characters... Kazooie, straight savage. Bottles, straight savage. Banjo, he's just doing his best. Frickin' Mumbo, he's a straight savage. Gruntilda, she just roasts kids. It's wild. Pretty much every level has some colorful character that you're likely to remember, like Mr. Vile or the Bucket. Every now and then, Grunty drops in to insult you for no other reason than to be a jerk. Throughout the game, you really start to hate her, and it's actually a really effective motivator to push you through the game, if for no other reason purely than to spite her. The mechanism has been deemed the Gruntilda effect by ExoParadigmGamer. It's really interesting if you're down to watch an hour-long video on the N64, so you should check it out. I'll link it below. And they also cover a pretty decent number of locations. There's the grassy level, the snow level, the desert level, the spooky level. You know the drill. I really liked the level design. They're colorful and visually distinct, but this is where my only problem with the game comes in. It's too perfect. I know that doesn't make any sense, but there are exactly 10 levels. Each level has 10 Jiggies, 100 music notes, 5 Jinjos, and 2 honeycomb pieces, plus a Grunty switch, bringing the total number of Jiggies in the actual layer to, you guessed it, a perfectly round 10. You can complete every world on your first visit, with only one exception that can be pretty much negated if you knew about it beforehand. Like, I know it's odd, the backtracking is my main complaint about Banjo-Tooie, but I guess the reason has to do with how many times I've completed the first game. If you're 100% completing the game, there's really absolutely no difference between any two playthroughs. I highly doubt that this would actually affect anybody who hasn't played Banjo-Kazooie recently, though. Like, I've completed it at least 4 times, the most recent 2 being within like 4 months of each other. So maybe I'm just burned out. If you do 100% the game, which I highly recommend you do, especially if you're playing the XBLA version, you get double your health bar for the final fight, which I can't imagine is fun to do on half health. But before you even get to take on the final boss fight, you have to play this stupid board game and these grunty questions. Like, the regular trivia questions are fine, but you're supposed to travel around and talk to Gruntilda's little sister, who tells you random facts about her that you're supposed to remember, and I'm pretty sure the answers are different in every playthrough, which is really confusing if you've done this half a dozen times. Like, I really like the idea of the board game. It's unique ideas like this that make this game so great, and most of the time it's super fun, but then you land on a sudden death square, and you get a grunty question, and you have to do the whole thing over again. As for the actual final boss fight, a lot of people complain about how long it is, but honestly, I don't think it's unreasonable. Once you figure out her attack patterns, it shouldn't be that hard to finish. I think the bigger inconvenience is the unskippable credits that feature not the actual developers, but the cast of the game. As in, like, the enemies and characters. We don't hear from the actual developers until the second unskippable credit sequence after the final fight. Banjo-Kazooie is hard for me to talk about, especially since I've already done one video on it. Making a video on why Banjo-Kazooie is good is like trying to give an in-depth analysis as to why you like chocolate. It is and should be such a universally accepted fact that Banjo-Kazooie is awesome that it seems like a waste of time to even talk about it. Everyone needs to play it, period. So for this video, I tried to mix it up a little bit. I wanted the recordings to come off as a bit more genuine and conversation-y because I feel like it suits the style of video better, and also it's quite a bit easier to record. I think it turned out really well, but let me know what you think about it. I'm going to try to keep up the whole new video every Saturday thing, but I know I'm way too unreliable to keep that up. Like, I had my last video ready over a week before it came out, but I pushed this one down to the hour, so I guess we'll see. You know the drill about social media: Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, join my Discord server, liking and subscribing is free, and like I said, I'd love to see feedback in the comments. But, other than that, I guess thanks for watching.